my videos are a couple of days off, and I know I'll be wearing this video in a couple of days for you, or this outfit in a couple of days for you, but I wanted to tell you guys Merry Christmas on Christmas Day. So I hope you guys are having a fabulous day with your family, and on to your regularly scheduled video. Good morning everyone, or actually good evening everyone, and welcome to day 23 of the Vegan Weight Watchers Challenge. So I am going to make, it's called Parmesan chicken with mushroom wine sauce. I am going to make this with soy curls and mushroom wine sauce. So it's going to be very similar. I am not doing it exactly like the ingredients call for because I'm not using Parmesan cheese obviously, but it's going to be very, very close. I'm also not doing it how they said to do it because it sounds like a lot of work. I have no idea what they're thinking. So you're supposed to, on a piece of wax paper, you're supposed to mix together flour, Parmesan cheese, and salt and pepper and put it on there, and then you're supposed to coat your chicken with that. So that's fine, but I don't know why you wouldn't, if this is supposed to be like little pieces of chicken, like you're supposed to have chopped up the chicken into like little strippies or something, I don't see why you wouldn't just put them in a bowl and put the stuff in there and then mix it, or put it in a bag and put the stuff in the bag and shake it. Either of those options sound way, way easier to me. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna put it in a bowl, which it's already in a bowl actually. So there's some rehydrated soy curls. And I am going to mix together 2 tablespoons of flour, and then instead of 2 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese, I'm going to do 2 tablespoons of nooch, so nutritional yeast, and then just a little sprinkle of black pepper, and I'm going to leave the salt out. So that's what's going to go on top of the soy curls, and I'm going to mix that around really, really well. What you're supposed to do first in this recipe, though, is to take, it's supposed to have 2 cups of onions diced, you're supposed to get 2 cloves of garlic out, and 2 cups of mushrooms sliced. So what I'm going to do is get the onions started because they need to cook the longest. They're supposed to start first. So you're supposed to cook your onions and your garlic in some oil, which we're just going to leave that oil step out of there totally, not necessary. So I've got a whole bunch of onion right there. And then those are some just enoki mushrooms. I'm going to put those in when I put in the regular mushrooms, but the regular mushrooms are just going to be chopped up regular mushrooms. So it's 2 cups of onion, 2 garlic cloves, and 2 cups of mushrooms. So we're going to get the onions and garlic going. And then after that is softened, I'll come back to you and talk to you about what goes in after that. Alrighty guys, so I put the flour, 2 tablespoons flour, 2 tablespoons nooch, and a little sprinkle of black pepper in there. Thought maybe we would see how this works. Not actually 100% sold on whether this is going to work. The whole bag idea would be so much easier to me, just like a shake and bake kind of concept, but I figure that that's a waste of a plastic bag when I've already got these in a bowl. Well, that looks pretty good, huh? I guess I shouldn't be surprised. They're semi-moist, so it makes sense that they would coat fairly well. So drained the liquid, obviously, squeezed them out slightly, left them a little bit damp, and made sure I got all the liquid out of the bottom. Okay, well those are gonna work out nicely, I think. They don't all have flour and they don't all have nooch, but they're pretty darn close, I would say. All right, that's what we're gonna use. Okay, let's talk about spices in just a second. Okay guys, let's talk about the next step as well as what you're going to, the points for this whole thing. So after the onions and garlic are done, you're going to put the mushrooms in. So I've got my little pile of mushrooms right here, but both sets of mushrooms in. You don't have to put the enoki mushrooms in there if you don't want to. I love enoki mushrooms, they're going in there. And you're supposed to use a ½ a teaspoon of basil. I am just going to sprinkle some across the top. I'm not going to measure that. Then after that is cooked, you're supposed to transfer that to a plate and set it aside. And now is when you cook the chicken. I'm not 100% sold on whether or not that needs to be done, simply because it's soy curls and they don't really need to cook. They just need to get brown on the outside. I guess I'll do it. I'll follow the directions. I'll follow the instructions. So I'll take that out of the pan when I'm done, and I'm going to put in the soy curls, which will not take very long to brown up on the outsides because they don't need to cook. So going to do that. Once you have them pretty much cooked and browned however you want them to look, you want to put in, at the bottom of your soy curl container, there is some flour and some nooch left. It wants you to put that flour in, and this is where you add 2 tablespoons of white wine. I'm using this little guy, and 2 tablespoons of water. And so by the time all is said and done, and then you want to put the mushroom mixture back in there and then just heat it through and you're done. 2 tablespoons of flour, 2 tablespoons of nooch, 2 tablespoons of wine. Those are the only 3 things in here that have points that have to count, and between all 3 of those, there's 4 points. The wine itself has 2 points, and the flour and nooch have 2 points total. So 4 points for the entire meal, which is kind of exciting. That means that you could serve this over rice if you wanted to. So a cup of rice would be, I imagine you could divide this into, let's see, four, well, let's just say in half to make life easy. So you've got 2 points. So you could go ahead and put this on over a cup of rice and have it be, let's see, 6, 7, 8 points total for your meal. That would be awesome. And you get a cup of rice with it. Serve it with some green beans maybe. I'm not 100% sure. But anyways, I'm going to go finish cooking food right now, and I will show you what it looks like when it's done, and we'll do a quick taste test to see if this is delicious. All right, so you guys know when you watch a YouTube video and you see somebody who's made something that's fake meat, whatever, and they actually make it look like it actually was meat. Like I've seen people make tofu and crumble it just enough so that when they brown it in the pan, it actually looks like little chicken chunks. I've always been very impressed by that because I never managed to do that. This time it actually worked out really well, like surprisingly well. So there's just one of the little soy curls, and it's got some browning to it, like it's a little crispy, like it's supposed to be. There's a picture of it. It's very good. It's very, very mild in flavor. So keep that in mind if you're going to make this. It's very, very mild. And when it said to put in 2 tablespoons of wine and 2 tablespoons of water and to bring that to a boil and put the flour mixture in it, there was no bringing it to a boil. There's not enough liquid there to do anything with. Like a quarter of a cup of liquid, it was just gone. So I don't know if the soy curls just absorbed it, which could be, or I'm not actually sure. But, oh, it's better with mushrooms and onions. Anyway, this is definitely edible. This is one of those meals that I was on Weight Watchers that I was like, I could try and make that from a meat-based meal into a vegan meal without too much trouble. So yeah, it was good. I would definitely eat this. So yeah, there's no sauce or something like you're gonna be putting this over rice with a sauce or anything. It is just straight up what it is. There's no extra goo whatsoever, which is okay. So itchy. Anyway, I'm gonna eat this quick and then go to work. So I will talk to you guys again in the morning, and I hope you're having a great day. All right, guys, so I am home from work. I'm feeling moderately okay at the moment. I was not very hungry last night, so before I left, I had probably about half of that little plate of the soy curls and mushroom and onion dish, which would have been like half of a point. But anyways, I didn't have time to eat much. I really needed to get going to work. And I had my husband try it, and he didn't dislike it, but he didn't think it was awesome at all. So I had the idea, and this morning I came home and I warmed up just a very small amount, just about 2 pieces worth, with some mushrooms and onions on it. And I put literally like of salt on it. And that was it. I warmed it up and I put that teeny tiny little pinch of salt on it, which couldn't have been more than 100 milligrams of sodium, I don't think. But I don't know. But it was really and truly a tiny little bit. And I had him try it again, and he really enjoyed it. He said it was much, much better, and I actually thought it tasted better as well. So if you are used to a sodium-free diet, totally make it the way that I made it last night. If you're not used to a sodium-free diet yet, and you're working your way there, then I would suggest when your meal is made and you go to put it on your plate that you just do tiny little bit of salt on the top of your food. So it's on the surface of your food. Don't cook with it in your food. And then if you are used to totally having salt, you're not trying to get it out of your diet at all, then just put a little bit of better than bouillon in your food when you're cooking it, and it'll taste wonderful. So it was really good. I've got 2 little bowls of it for leftovers, so I'm definitely planning on eating it. I've got no problems with that. I bet you it will be absolutely delicious. So I'm really looking forward to that. So that is, let's see, let's talk about points and stuff. So sorry, I can't really do much about the sunlight in the window. I made a cup of tea, but I only drank like a third of it. Wasn't into it last night at all. And so what I ended up eating at work was my leftover of the tuna noodle casserole that had 9 points in it. So that's pretty much what I ate all night. I just have not been very hungry. I've kind of been a little bit nauseous. No, I am not pregnant. I think I'm just sick. I've had like 15 people ask me, Heather, you were really pale last night and you said you weren't feeling well. Are you pregnant? No, I'm not, but thank you for asking. Anyways, so I have a question for you guys. I would like would like a little bit of help with this, opinion wise. So I am having a treadmill delivered to the house on July 4th, and I would like to start using it like immediately rather than waiting until I'm done with the next challenge to then start doing it. So I really wanted to do a particular challenge, which was basically foods that are supposed to decrease belly fat. I wanted to do that challenge, and they're all scientifically backed on Dr. Greger's nutritionfacts.org website, so I was going to go ahead and try that. But I can put that off for another month, that's no big deal. I'm concerned that if I do that challenge, on top of doing the treadmill, which I would like to use almost every day, if not every day, that the combination of those two things would not give you a very fair assessment of the actual diet. So my thought was maybe I should do a diet that I've already done and then incorporate the treadmill into it. So there's a lot of the diets that I've done that I wouldn't mind repeating. I would prefer not to do Dr. Greger's How Not to Die challenge again, simply because it was a lot of cooking. I mean, like, a lot of cooking. The food was wonderful for the most part, but it was a lot of cooking. I don't really think I want to repeat that one. I don't really want to do an SOS free one. I could. I don't really want to. I could do the no oil, no sugar, no problem. But the no salt thing is really hard for me. Like, that's really hard for me. Once I get into it, it's okay. But I really like flavored stuff that's pre-made. And anyways, so I could do the rice challenge over again. I don't really want to do the potato challenge over again either. That was really difficult for me too. I'm not a big potato fan. So yeah, hash browns were the best thing on that diet, and then soups that had potatoes in it. But I was just going to ask if you guys had an opinion about maybe I should just keep the Weight Watchers thing going for another month and do a 30-day Weight Watchers plus treadmill, and see what the difference is between doing 30 days of Weight Watchers and then doing 30 days of Weight Watchers with the treadmill. Obviously, you would expect it to have a little bit better improvement in terms of weight loss and that kind of thing. I'm not really sure. So if you guys have an opinion on what I should do, I would love to hear from you. I'm just really not sure exactly what to do about that. I wouldn't mind doing the Weight Watchers thing again. It's been pretty easy. Like I said, the hardest part is getting Weight Watchers. Like, lots of food is Weight Watchers compliant, especially when you eat vegetables and lentils and all that kind of stuff anyway. But finding Weight Watchers recipes and then adapting them to be vegan has been somewhat challenging, honestly. But let me know what you think. I really would like your opinion about this, whether I should just go ahead and keep on with the Weight Watchers challenge and add that to it, or whether I should just go back and do a challenge that I've done in the past that I really wouldn't mind doing again. What's your vote? Let me know. I've got about a week to make a decision, week and a half to make a decision as far as what it is I'm going to do next. So anyway, that's it for me for today, guys. I am going to go to bed and get up tonight and do another day. Alrighty, guys, I hope you're having a good one. I'll talk to you tomorrow.